FPX now find themselves one win away from a repeat victory over Oh My God in their home stadium in Chengdu, and FPX showing some uncharacteristic patience off of the back of their, I suppose, snowballed and pressured lanes against a dive composition from OMG. They wanted to dogpile, they wanted to chase down, but OMG never got the chance.
I wonder if the word really is patience in this situation, or if it's just very good awareness of their opponents, because OMG did the hard work for them in playing the aggressive style and playing the very forward momentum-based team. And FPX, they know that style. They play it themselves fair amounts of time, and they're able to diffuse that, deny it, and counter it brilliantly, namely through the support of Rakan.
And that's what we should take a look at right here, because on your screen you can see pick and ban for Game 2 for FPX versus OMG. Again, that has already started. We're starting from the beginning of the game, though, so to speed that up, we're going to try to go through this pick and ban nice and quick. This time, though, Crisp is taking that Shen down in the bottom lane, it looks like.
You know, the first thing that stands out to me here is that 3 of FPX's champions from that first game, they banned. So they got rid of the Trundle, the Mundo, and the Zoe. They took that away from their opponents. So being on the blue side, a lot of the priority does shift here. They get an early rotation of the Kindred, and also the Swain for LWX. So things are a little bit different now in this bottom lane. That feels like FPX are going to try and beat OMG basically with the style that OMG had in that first game, picking the same bottom lane against their opponents, aggressive Camille Shen combo as well as a Camille Galio. So it's all about going forwards now, and the shoe is on the other foot.
It certainly is. Of course, we do see some change-ups from OMG on the opposite side. Like we said, we've got that Rise in the mid lane, the Varus Kench, so standard AD bottom lane. But it should be noted, the jungle Gragas, that's not going to World 6. He's actually been subbed out, and Jekko is coming in for this game too. So perhaps bringing in one of the plethora of junglers that OMG had could change things up in this match.
Still no Mountain. Don't know where he's gone. Mountain's just disappeared at the moment from OMG, so he's not going to be seen. Of course, their AD carry is not going to be changing either. Jekko does seem to provide a bit more of a passive and patient style than that of World 6, but so does everyone in League of Legends. So it's not a big surprise. Compared to World 6, who was the most aggressive human being in the world. We'll see what he can do in this game, Jekko, with the Gragas.
We'll absolutely keep an eye on that, but that said, it's time to hear from the crowd what they think about this Game 2.
追不过我的家伙，人参长得像鱼不可怒掉。无知之人最难死，你真的是无知。我不是医生。
Love that we're getting in character taunts. We just need to see the emote flags over the top of it. Icon already showed.
He just did as well. You're missing the icons, but he's putting them up.
Oh, there they are. They're on the cut off by the edge of the screen. Ugh!
See the runes on your screen as well here. Nothing massively surprising. I would say maybe the Airy for Xiang is one that stands out to me more than anything else. Did not go towards a grasp or something defensively, but he has got the resolve secondary, so he's going to have the same resistances regardless. As you get a thumbs up from Gimgoon. Talking to the rest of his team. Remember that emotes can be seen from the rest of the map in the top left of your screen. So
shared
globally.
Doing
it by himself.
And again, here are the Conqueror changes for Gimgoon on that top lane Camille. We're actually seeing Alex on Kindred this time, not taking so much of a support role like in Game 1, but perhaps looking for a bit more carry role himself. Even Crisp setting up by taking early Sweeper to deny this. Level 1, he's got Shadow Dash.
Oh, it's
Flash
on.
for the double tap, and immediately 5 Cleanse Devour to pick up Chelly to safety.
And I don't know if they recognize that he had the cleanse. Well done from 5, cleanse and just consume at level 1. So he's able to keep his AD carry alive. Now it does mean that Tahm Kench has to start with W in lane, which is never really good for your trading. And it does also mean that Crisp and LWX have got control of the lane, but at the end of the day, you feel really good about that if you're OMG, just on a casual disengage from an unsealed spellbook Tahm Kench, which is starting to become more and more standard.
And it should be noted, that was flash from both Alex and Crisp and the Ignite. 3 summoner spells.
Oh, g'day.
Used for just 1. Not gonna wave as he passes by, just rolls on through the lane as I don't think too much was stolen away by Alex.
No, he's just given it a very visible how do you do as he runs through the mid in the fastest route possible towards the blue buff. Now, you know full well that Kindred was on the bottom side of the map from that gank, so his order of priority here, Jekko, is that he got the red, he got the Raptors, he's like, you will absolutely not take away my blue buff as well, forces him back to his own side of the map. And now is hunting him.
And we do have a chance for Jekko to try to chase down Alex because he is only level 2. Not ticked over to level 3 yet. Jekko, he's doing his best NASCAR impression. Just takes a long route through the jungle as he circles around the map.
It's a merry journey here for Jekko. He had the sweeper, so he was trying to find wards from his opponents or avoid vision completely to find himself Alex. But the amount of time that it took for him to traverse that area was a long enough time for Alex to take the Raptor camp and just mosey on over towards his blue buff completely unimpeded. So very positive stuff here for the jungler of FPX.
Taking a look, it appears that Alex did get the first mark on that Scuttle Crab on the bottom half. So winning the coin flip this time, paying off for FPX's Alex. And again, looking for that more carry role in this game too against OMG. But OMG have a lot of ways to deal with that. They've got that Ryze for scaling, they've got the Varus for scaling. Actually, do they have an early game with this composition?
FPX?
Yeah, or sorry, OMG.
OMG, I mean, they have an early game through their AD carry, and they have an early game through their jungler. But they don't strictly have an early game when you look at the lanes themselves. Swain and Shen has a lot of kill threat. Tahm Kench is designed and purposed to deny that kill threat. Whereas the Varus does do a lot of damage and can control lanes. What I would be saying is, firstly, we want to see the build that Shelly goes towards. Now with Lethal Tempo, usually that'll be the on-hit route. He is against a Swain, Shen, and a Galio, so I like that choice a lot. A lot of beefy members that you want to damage over time. But if you went the lethality route, then he would be scaling faster, and he would provide them more of a mid-game, where an on-hit Varus and a Ryze are more purposed towards 2 or 3 item spikes, so a bit later into the game. You can see the runes here for Camille. Nothing crazy.
Taking that safe sustain, again, Triumph and Resolve. And again, there is some option for OMG on how they want to try to play this out. We'll see how that starts, though, as another Shadow Dash and the Ravenous Flock lands. Shelly's actually still trading here. Little does he know, Alex is looping around. Flash is ready for Shelly. He's got that heal as well. That's the heal. Kites it out. Mounting Dread plus the Ignite. One auto attack. LWX doesn't get the Never Move Flock. And First Blood, Crisp with the unbenched.
And he Tahm Kenches on the Tahm Kench. Cool also was hovering nearby, but he's only level 5 now, running away from the Gragas, who was hovering around him. 5 in a position to maybe go for the encounter here.
Over the Blast Cone. 5 goes in, looking for Cool. Jekko goes in, lands the snare. Cool leaps forward before teleporting away. Flashing as best he can, but the bounce from 5 is able to get the kill. As Icon is doing some work, 5 inside of the brush, runs away as best he can as it's complete chaos. They're all stacked up. The Realm Ward from Icon, they're trying to chase. He gets the kill and escapes with his life.
That was smooth from Icon, to be honest, on that Ryze. Gets the kill as the portal takes him to safety. That was a very extended, very protracted engage where the real winner is both Icon and Alex. No team genuinely comes out on top. Now, speaking towards Alex, he's 3-0 on that Kindred, so not surprised to see him on the pick.
Look at the gold difference, 800 gold on average over his opponents.
15 is pretty solid. And in jungle, you know, you do get a lot of extra gold if ganks are successful. Alex is one of those players that does feel hit or miss often when playing on League of Legends, but this game seems to be a very big hit. We'll see where he goes with build. I would prefer the Warriors right now. And to speak towards that last fight, we may or may not get a replay. We are about to get one as I say that. There is the replay.
I have to say something.
Now, there's no mana, really, for the Swain and for Cool, who is spending most of his time running away from here. So LWX, if he had mana, they would have died. It would have been a lot more clean, but because Icon's able to get these kills, level up to 6 as well. He's able to time this one very cleanly with a cheeky auto attack, I believe it was. Or hard to tell.
Spell Flux, yeah. But that's Icon still showing his mechanical skills as a high-level player, not getting the kill onto Cool by attacking him directly, but using the Spell Flux bounce from an adjacent target so that he can get effectively extended range on that Ryze.
You can tell a lot about who a good Ryze player is, usually by the way that they team fight. What I mean by that is that most Ryzes will have a phase rush, and in your first combo, because you've got Rune Prison available in that combo, you will get phase rush procced. And from that point, particularly in team fights, you won't do this combo, which is throw out E and Q constantly. It'll be about throwing E, making a bounce, and maximizing the Q bonus damage onto all of the targets. But currently in this laning phase, Icon has got Cool's number.
He really does.
And is taunting him as well. Alex set up right now in the top lane.
Dropping those emotes, yeah, Xiong. Trying to walk away, but only ends up knocking Alex away as he does die.
Alex says thank you very much for the free out, but chooses to come back. They want to push this top lane turret. There's no
teleport.
one nearby. As you mentioned, no TPs.
And Alex and Gimgoon look to push it down. The next wave is quite a ways off before their own wave will get cleared out by that turret. It'll be close. OMG are trying to answer on the opposite side of the map. They've got Jekko there. Chelly steps up. He's got level 5, no chains of corruption.
Super difficult to dive that bottom lane, namely because
machine proc. Alex is tanking in the respite. Oh, there they go. First turret. FPX.
Like Alex wanted it, Gimgoon wasn't sure, and then Alex yelled at him, get it. So they got the turret. The Lambs of Spite had to be used. We'll see if that affects them in the next coming a bit of time. Icon's having a good...
Oh, man.
To be fair, Cool has given it back. He's not putting emotes up, but he's stutter stepping. He's animation cancelling at the moment. He gives him a jiggle. That's what it actually looks like, Galio.
He's just shaking it in front of Icon. And Icon's taking the bait.
He's making it clap.
He's a statue. How is that possible?
It's clapping, dog.
All right.
I can hear it.
This is the Ocean Dragon. Crisp has got the Shadow Dash ready. Misses 5 because of that Devour. Jekko is split. Ooh,
oh, wow.
Cask, Golden Cask. Turns it around. Chains of Corruption. Crisp is going to use his own as that will be the death of Jekko. Knock up. Hero's entrance straight up and down. Icon on the side. He's dead.
Yeah, between Gimgoon and Alex, they have got an abundance of damage, so they're able to take down Icon. And tragically for the Rise, that is as the blue buff spawns. So he's going to miss that one to Alex. He's also next to his mark on that Gromp if he's able to pick that one up for himself. He's starting to scale up on those marks pretty quickly here, as well as being 4-0-1. Now the thing I want to say here, Dom, is that we've seen a Kindred this large before. And I'm not referencing TSM's game in the NLCS, because I'm going to remove that one from my mind.
We'll forget about that one, yeah.
I'm speaking towards RNG's game, where Kasa was very big on the Kindred. Now that's a team that can close out a lead.
Yeah.
And that team did not close it out.
Uh-oh. That's a little scary. Chelly, ooh, he's actually getting real low. Alex is doing damage already with just the Warriors and some crit.
Yeah. Now, back towards that RNG point, they didn't close out the game because the Kindred was caught out of position a lot. That's the thing with Kindred. If you're a mid-ranged AD carry type of style that is reliant on dealing damage, but if people pressure you, much like Zillion, you don't have the best of times. And that's what usually teams will want to do against that one. And that is something that OMG can do. And they can be real game changers from just the Poppy ultimate alone.
We already see FPX trying to deny that, as we just saw. Alex stepping up into the river to take back the Scuttle Crab and maintain control over the map. So it seems as though FPX are aware that that's a way to get back into the game. The only downside is that does buy more time for OMG to scale up. The more time Kindred is spent stalling and skirmishing over tiny objectives, the more time in lane for Icon and Chelly and Xion to get big.
I mean, for OMG, that is a big part of their plans as well. Varus scaling up, Rise scaling up. We mentioned that they'll want to hit those multiple items before they truly come online here. And when you speak towards their team fighting, we just mentioned what a Poppy can do to it. So that's what you're looking at here. The Poppy can make an influence, hit multiple members, particularly around those objectives when they start to spawn. And Xiang's life becomes significantly easier to just hit the R button. Make sure it finds purchase on the targets.
Now, already Alex is 2,000 gold ahead of Jekko. He's got the most gold in the game right now. And despite the 814 nerfs to a jungle item, he's past that because he's completed his Warriors enchant. So if they wanted to funnel it to him, they could. Not that they're going to.
No, 4 gold on a range minion kill.
He's real big.
Which was the most sobering realization.
It's actually faster and better to not use the mana. And just chase away the opponent out of lane.
Yeah, you get more efficiency from hitting the enemy champion with a Kleptomancy.
Yep. Feels bad. Kleptomancy jungle, the classic.
May as well if you're going to get that fed.
But now things have stalled out a little bit. Alex is on the hunt. I said stalled out and then Icon walked in. The immediate teleport. The immediate teleport. And Icon just realm warps away.
It was cool. It was cool coming to lane.
Somewhat disappointed he didn't emote as he was realm warping away. Only a little bit though, as LWX takes a trade with Chelly.
Gives him the goodbye Jinx wave. Not this time, not this time. We're able to reset again. Cool was just coming back to his lane regardless. So whilst the teleport looked very intentional, very on time, he's coming to lane. LWX, Jesus.
He's taking some hits. Like, he's got the Rod of Ages, so he does have the Catalyst of Eons to give him some sustain, and again, that Corrupting Potion. But Xiang has stepped up, Ooh, you hate to get bounced like that. Xiang will actually knock it away and ride Alex under the turret. He's got Flash, and Mounting Dread already activated its early proc, so Xiang just walks it off.
The cost will be high.
There it is.
Just
Love
continuing. There's nothing Cool can really do in a situation like that. Puts up the emote, roots him in place, and just gets phase rush to run away. I mean, Icon, he's got the game down pat. That mental warfare, Icon is...
Oh, yeah.
Leaps and bounds ahead of his opponents.
The next step is when he learns to use the emote wheel. To use
Oh,
multiple
no, the
as
timing.
double flash as both junglers are here. Already Alex has stepped in. That's the respite. They're knocked off a bit, but Alex is able to leap back on to claim the heal. Crisp joins in. There's the hero's entrance. Xiang joins the fight, chasing Alex down and gets the kill on the backside. Meanwhile, Cool deep behind enemy lines will die. Xiang carries that Swain with the demonic ascension into OMG. As Kim Goon's doing some good damage. He leaps forward. Demon Flare finds two, but LWX he eats the bounce. Jelly forces him to go golden as Kim Goon goes on the side. X-Deck ultimatum on 5, gobbles him right back up and denies it. They've killed LWX, but it's an all-out melee. Jelly will die. Icon, the sole survivor, and he might be chasing down Crisp here before finally going down. The thumbs up emote out of FPX as they get the ace onto OMG.
And the emotes come up from all of the dead bodies that just form a circle in the middle of the lane, in mid lane. OMG and FPX just give everything to one another in that trade. Kim Goon still comes out massively ahead. And you could see the hope there for OMG. You could see those moments with Kindred gone fairly early. The opportunity presents itself. Cool. Of course, not really having a massive impact through this one. Lance just Spite used. Shen Ultimate also used very successfully, and they get in here. Now, Kim Goon and Xiang are the members you have to look at. That W actually killing the Kindred. He could have just kited with A-Click. LWX also gets a massive flash pop here on this ultimate once he pops it right now.
Whoop.
Pop! 2 targets, immediately taken down, and he survives for quite a while by using this stopwatch. And during the stopwatch time, whilst Icon gets saved, 5 sacrifices himself, and Kim Goon's still full health. Yeah, so he's really feeling good about it.
Generally should be if you're coming out of a team fight with full health and the double kill. And denied the triple though. But that's opened up real well for FPX. They're 2,500 gold ahead. Excuse me, 3,500 gold ahead as it's getting bigger and bigger.
And now it's shared.
Exactly right. Onto the Rift Herald. Kim Goon. Oh, he's looking for the cask. I'm not sure who got that one there.
I think Jericho got it because Alex didn't walk towards it. So the game begins. Is anyone game enough to go near that objective?
It's like a horror game. When you open the door in a horror video game and there's a potion just lying on the floor,
you lost never playing a horror game. So I have played some of them. Amnesia.
Listen to that Herald.
Is that the noise Herald
That's the noise that the buff makes. Really, really wants you to pick it up. Listen to it. It's saying.
It's yelling "Oi" in void.
Somebody come here, and then it just stares at you while you walk around it. It follows you.
Hey,
come here. It's like a discount Eye of Sauron.
A really, really non-impactful Eye of Sauron, yeah.
It's the fun size. It's the kids version. All right, that will slow things down as well. Uh-oh. Alex he's just trying to control the map. This guy is trying to snowball as much as he can. He's at 5 stacks right now, so does get 75 extra range.
But that comes back to the major point of it's not just him that's fed anymore. You know, in a lot of the other Kindred games that I was referencing, the TSM game, the RNG game, Kindred was the only one that was super fed. This time around, you've got a big top laner. You've got a split push threat as well, so multiple win conditions available. That's what you have to really look towards, because even LWX is picking up the kills, so they've got availabilities in 3 different styles if they want. Split pushing will most likely be the primary purpose here. Whoops. As OMG are just so rich
they're rolling in it. There they go. Blue Trinket even sees the double control wards. FPX know, ooh, we better not mess with these guys. They mean serious, serious business. Ocean Dragon is picked up. That's the 2nd dragon of the game for OMG. The next one will be another Ocean. But already the map is starting to open up a little more for FPX using that top turret. Now bottom is undefended for now. We'll see if OMG head over to cover their bases, or more specifically their base.
Yeah, the opportunity to push forwards for FPX is maybe around. Of course, we spoke towards the draft differences in these games. FPX playing more of the Wombo style. They may be the ones that aggress forwards. Just hang on a second, Icon.
He's thinking about it, gets slowed, knocked up, stand united, denied the hook shot. He flashes out of the Hextech Ultimatum and gets a hero's entrance as Chris plans a two-man Shadow Dash, but here comes 5. He's managed to bring Jekko with him. Jiyoung tries to chase back onto this. Chris forced to flash away, and FPX are running for the hills. And they escape.
Yeah, their engage tools were just used as a disengage. Chelly gets assassinated by Alex, so the bottom lane's also going to be looked at here by FunPlus Phoenix, so they'll take that advantage, and they'll get away with their lives on the top side, Dom. So they have just done everything well, and they have just skirted around OMG's aggressive moves brilliantly.
OMG would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling Kindreds. And LWX is going to tank the turret so they can't finish it off. Don't look at me like that.
Man, you forced that one.
Don't look. He used the Lamb's Respite. There's the Realm Warp. Now Icon wants it. Ooh, and the Tomkinch is in there. No! Oh, no! Back to base. Oh, and 5 takes the kill.
No Lamb's Respite available.
Bounty picked up. He used it to kill Chelly a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
One of the downsides of your ultimate being a snare and the other ultimate being a Lamb's Respite is you can't really do all that much. Here we get to take a look at it. Woo! Just walking up, mounting Dread.
Ooh, yeah, he actually lost that trade early. He would have died, so he did have to use it in that situation, and he was very close to losing the 1v1.
Yeah.
It just goes to show Chelly confident play, but at the same time, Alex has got his number with the amount of damage that he's dealing, and it's also going to be the Rapid Fire Cannon Warrior enchant build for the Kindred.
That's going to hurt.
No Blood Razors.
Stacks up so quickly, yeah.
Yep. It's also good for taking marks when you're Snowball, going for the Warriors build with all of this attack speed, because you take camp so quickly, and your mark does... Your E rather does extra damage.
And with that, OMG are trying to be diligent about controlling their side of the map. Nearly 3,000 gold advantage for Alex alone in the top lane. It's another 1,700 for Gimgoon. Another 1,300 gold lead for LWX. Needless to say, the carries are big, and as you said, the gold is distributed.
But Icon's a big boy.
But yes.
He has got himself a pretty nice gold lead in mid lane. He is the beacon of hope for OMG, and we have seen him moving around the map already. He's been close to getting kills. I think once he finally starts breaking through the ranks of FPX, the map does open more for them. Capabilities to make those plays arise.
And you gave me stuff. You gave me stuff.
That was accidental.
All right. I see how it is.
So now I'm just going to own it.
Alex and Crisp. Uh-oh. Spotted out by a ward placed by OMG, even using a control ward to clear it out. As Baron has spawned and OMG need to claim control over the pit, but they cannot.
Oh, that was the worst communication. A control ward was moved from the Baron pit to that bush, and then the other member that had a control ward just placed his in the Baron pit. So they wasted them.
Now this wave is pushed up to the turret. That's the Shadow Dash. Ravenous Flock onto Chelly. He's picked up by 5 and escorted out.
Jiyoung both flanking in the same spot.
Yeah.
They just don't know the other one's there. The tower still falls though, so another advantage. That just looks so funny to me.
But who is flanking whom?
Both members at the same time saying, guys, I am flanking.
That's like those multiple choice questions on the task where the C, the answer is both A and B. And D, the answer is neither A nor B.
Okay, that's a weird quiz, bro. I've never seen that one. Usually D's all the above.
Yeah, North American is the SATs was what we had to take in the States. Standardized testing. It gets real wacky in some of those.
Australia's got state-based.
Oh yeah.
It's not countrywide standardized. It's very tragic, let me tell you that. Oh.
What does that even mean?
I mean, I don't want to speak too much towards it.
Okay.
I did a class in physics where there was only 7 people in my class. And because that is such a small amount of people, my grades were compared to the state average for physics.
Oh, good.
Not my class average. Whereas in every other subject.
And you aced it, right?
Yeah, I was second in my class, I think, for
there you go.
Physics.
Nice.
Beaten by a blind man, but he was also very, very smart. He's a good friend. But yeah, because the state average was so high, my marks overall went down. Whereas I was ahead in my class, which is what every other subject was compared to. So Queensland, not really the smartest of cookies.
Adds a brand new meaning to being top of your class when your class is 7.
We were a pyramid.
That slow hit will hit Crisp. And again, FPX, they're just playing around the Baron. They're denying OMG control over this side of the map. You can already see just constant pushing and pressure from FPX to maintain control. Thing is, like you said, Icon is real big. He's got himself the Seekers as he's looking towards Azanya's next for these extended fights. Chelly is nearly at 2 items.
We've scaled.
We have
a fair amount here for the side of OMG in a situation where they are still well and truly behind. I think a major point of difference will be the AD carries. Of course, with that Runan's now finished for Chelly, he is getting closer and closer to being team fight ready. I would say he's actually pretty well equipped to win a team fight for OMG in the forthcoming moments. I think Baron is now the place that you'll be looking at, presents itself as a big threat for OMG to deal with. And for FPX, best case scenario is that OMG comes towards them, because when they're engaging, Tahm Kench denies it.
And that's what they're doing. They found 5 with the never move. He flashes away. You can see that Jeko has been picked up as Xiang lands a catch, but Alex goes down before he can get the respite. OMG are chasing this down. That's going to be the Abyssal Voyage to chase. As FPX walk back into this mid-wave, OMG, they really wanted it. Another Ravenous Flock, but 5 just picks Icon right back up.
Yeah, Alex steps up way too far. He had no reason to still be up that far forwards. Once the Poppy ult connected, you should be disengaging, but he persevered in his position for a little bit too long. So they're able to lock him down. Xiang playing very well so far on this Poppy, all things considered.
And that's OMG, yeah, picking up the Ocean Dragon and finding an opening in FPX's pressure to strike back, though desperately. They find themselves a kill and slow down that Kindred just a little bit more, though Cool is still looking to fight over this red buff. Chelly is right there, especially after you Justice Punch into a wall.
That's also very shallow vision from him.
Yeah.
He's got one ward that had spotted them when they were pretty much on top of him, but he didn't control the bushes around it, so he was just trying to sneak it away. Now we'll see this fight again. Note that exactly what I said is the case when FPX are engaging. They just get collapsed upon. And so realistic. Oh, hang on.
Whoa, there's another one. Hextech ultimatum onto 5. He has no flash from the previous fight, but the fight goes on. Gimgoon dodges into the back line looking for Chelly. Separated him. Now that 5 is dead, the never move lands, and LWX finds the kill. It's an easy chase as Poppy gets locked down. Xiang trying to do what he can as Icon takes some damage from LWX. And FPX run them down, though we will see Icon get a double kill.
And Alex dies again with flash and his ultimate available. And he's not able to influence it. That would have been a big teamfight victory for FPX if he was able to stay alive, but he's assassinated once again. Icon dealing the damage, Xiang crowd controlling him into the wall, and suddenly that's an even trade with OMG continuing to scale up. They are closing the goal gap.
As one replay bleeds into the other, do you think we'll get another replay bleeding into another team fight after this?
Surely not. I think enough people
one to the next. Here we go.
The recall on this one. Anyway, it starts because they find themselves a 5, but the rest of the team are around 5. We'll see these teleports come in. Now Cool starts it off well. The person I have to look at is Alex, and namely Xiang for killing Alex. It's good communication here from OMG. As Alex steps forwards, Icon roots him in place. He is taken down. Now there was a window of opportunity for Alex to press his R button, but he didn't get that one to work. LWX is stuck. He try as he might, he's not going to get out. And then 3 apiece, they have to disengage.
So we did get a fight coming out of the back of that. It's just between Xiang and the blue buff. Slightly less compelling than a 5v5.
That's weak.
Though Gimgoon will try to do something.
Xiang will get the blue, knowing full well that his team's not going to pick that one up. Icon is top lane.
Uh-oh, never move once again. They're targeting 5 relentlessly. This is just brutal, the poor guy. And suddenly with the snare on Tahm Kench, like you said, Chelly is undefended and is dead.
Much better this time from FPX. It's a fight on 2 fronts. Not only do they catch 5, they find Chelly. And so with both people being under threat, they're able to execute on that engage. And now FunPlus Phoenix, they have started the Baron. They've got the numbers advantage. Alex is still here and he's got the Lamb's Respite. Will he use it?
Gimgoon is keeping Jeko away from the pit as best he can while his team is working through its health. Alex is already pretty low. Icon looking for the opportunity. Gimgoon steps forward. Stand United is going to hit the Shadow Dash. They found Xiang and split him from his team along with Icon. He flashes over the wall to look for an outplay. Icon, 1 against the world, activates his Zanya's, but there's only a barrel on top of that. Dies. What was that, 1,700 damage in a single second?
That was really upsetting for Icon because Xiang was disengaging the Camille and knocked him on top. As here we go again.
That's the Abyssal Voyages. Chelly is back out of the base. He's walking as quick as he can to catch up with 5, but OMG, they are just wood into the wood chipper right now. One after the next, they try to take these fights with FPX.
What choice do you have? If you don't step up and take the fight, they'll get the Baron. But finally, attempt number 3, the threat will be quelled because they have to go back to base. Not a lot of mana available for LWX nor Gimgoon. Not a lot of resources in the kitty there, so they're going to have to reset that one. But after a sizable teamfight victory, not once but twice, getting all those extra picks and getting more control, further advantages around the Baron, they'll be able to recycle once again.
Just make the same play. I mean, if it works, it works. OMG are starting to scale up. Again, we can see Icon doing damage in these fights. He just needs people in front of him to keep him safe. And if OMG are busy skirmishing over vision, floundering across the map, who is going to keep Icon and Shelly alive if 5 is the one who keeps on getting caught by these never moves?
Yeah, and 5 is getting assassinated, so you're very reliant on him having summoner spells currently. With the cleanse up, almost going to have the flash. I think this is a great opportunity for OMG to make those plays. Someone has to step up to place vision, and that is a big part of why 5 has been caught the second time. The first time was he was recalling on vision.
Ooh. Chains of Corruption, but Spirit's Refuge is real powerful. Shelly's doing some work. Yeah, they're flanking from 2 directions. Xiang coming in along with 5. Alex has joined the fight, but gets immediately ejected out. That means Cool is on his own. Activates the Zanyas, but he has no flash. The emote on top of it. Icon is trying to chase down his replacement. He's still alive. Stand United. The shield keeps him alive, and no way. Finally, he will go down, and Crisp is running for the hills because he knows he has made a mistake. Will end up dying. And
he shouldn't have done it. Shen's dead, but they're still pushing mid lane.
Yeah.
They should have just called it a day. Cool was dead to rights. Push towards the middle lane, so now they lose 2 members instead of 1. And in the end, the kill trade is equalized, but OMG, they'll lose another turret from it. So FPX will get a further advantage. There's no dragon. Baron's still the biggest point of contention. So they're just going to have to reset once again from the looks of it here. FunPlus Phoenix. But still another good reset, a sizable advantage gained from that reset timing.
We crest over the 30-minute mark, and FPX, they're still in control of this game. The OMG are starting to strike back radically. And this is not the calm, cool, collected play from FPX, taking an advantage in game 1 and slowly playing it out against OMG. This is the chaotic melee brawler style.
This is the FPX we like.
Yeah.
This is the one that we know. And they started to disappear for a little bit in Spring Split, but it's good to see them come back here and there. That style hit is still available for them. Now, the biggest difference between games 1 and 2 is, of course, the composition. They want to be going forwards.
Yeah.
You can see them constantly turning to the Baron, but then refocusing themselves towards their opponents because that is their way to win this game. They don't want to just take the 5v5 at a disadvantage, but they also don't want to engage with just the Shen taunt because that is being diffused immediately. So the Baron is the place where OMG bring everything towards it, and in that process, FPX are getting the better engages off and they're getting the picks off. And so they will constantly hit the Baron until that one time OMG do not come, and then it is a Baron secure. But if OMG come, they may just immediately turn. So far, very well done from FPX.
This could be that one opportunity. Jieko's trying to sneak up, but again, LWX is setting up himself as a human wall along with the remaining members of FPX. Baron will go low and is now taken, and now FPX want to take the fight. They don't need to, but they want it. They're ejected out by Xiang. LWX is split with Alex, but they walk it away against their own will.
Yeah, not ejected enough, however, for OMG to consider turning around and taking the team fight. There was a lot of summoners available for OMG if they wanted to take that, but they opt out of it. Now, they have got some good item spikes, namely the Void Star for Icon. So if there is a moment that they wanted to fight, it would have been then. But they couldn't get in. They couldn't get access to the Baron area, and the 2-man secure, far too powerful, given how strong Alex is.
6-4-6. He did a great job snowballing that early game. 50, make that nearly 60 CS ahead of Jieko, who's trying to fill that tank role for his team. And as you said,
oh
boy, OMG.
Whew. I think now things get a bit too hard for OMG to deal with. On the split push that is available for Gimgoon, they're going to have to send 2 people to him most likely, otherwise he's just going to run rampant. And in the process of sending multiple people to him, FPX will just have a field day on the rest of the map. So that's really the big thing here. If I was FPX, oh, here we go.
Whoa, there's the Stand United and the Hextech Ultimatum. Icon tries to go golden to stall this out, but as you said, it's all of them grouping up. Alex is actually split and can't get in there. Finally, they finish off the turret. Xiang will deny this. The cast separates Cool, but he's big and tanky. Teleports into the back, and now it's gone to the front and back. Shelly gets left behind, and he will die as Gimgoon runs down the remaining members of OMG. Double kill, triple kill, running further and further closer to the base. Jieko will fall, as it is the triple kill for Gimgoon. The flash onto Icon. Will he be able to get the kill and drop the emote? That's the ace and the quadra kill for Gimgoon, carrying through the top lane. They turn onto the inhibitors because, ladies and gentlemen,
Bit of a game.
FPX have done it. They have won this set against OMG.
And Gimgoon comes out clutch. He's got the teleport as well. He's going to come back in and celebrate with his team. FPX, they get the Baron, and the game just ends.
You can see head in hands from Icon. He knows what happened. He knows what's what. Because FPX closed this series out without dropping a single game. And in the 2018 summer, FPX are 4-0 against OMG.
And I wanted to give OMG the benefit of the doubt, Dom, coming into this one. Their last two sets were against Invictus Gaming and JD Gaming, and they even took a game from IG. So I thought maybe they put all of their practice, all of their preparation and their planning towards the FPX set, towards what you would call the free win set, compared to the other two teams they faced off against. But not to be seen at all. Beaten 2-0 and beaten by FunPlus Phoenix, who played two drastically different styles. And they looked good on both.
They absolutely did. As FPX now get to take a bow in front of the Chengdu crowd before making their way backstage. Big celebrations for this team. They have been looking for some form of consistency, but they find it through inconsistency. Like you said, playing those two styles, playing through a cool, patient play, clearly dictated by Cool himself, and then in game two, returning back to the chaos and still seeing success.
And a good showing from Alex in that second game, because you mentioned Cool in the first one. He had a lot of damage. He played the Zoe. The second one, he was on the Galio, and I would say mostly invisible. He didn't really have a redeeming factor in that one, besides that he was a tank and he was able to frontline for his team. So he just did his role in the second game. The hard carries came from the rest of the map. Gimgoon and Alex working as a duo were the outstanding features to me.
And still the gold lead is slow and steady, full of control and patience. The game was anything but. Over the course of that chaotic matchup, we do have to, again, compliment Alex for his performance there.
36 kills in 33 minutes.
Look at the damage, though. As Gimgoon doing 22,000, and same thing out of LWX, matching that damage of both Icon and Chelly.
I mean, Icon played well. I think Chelly played fine. But again, they lost, so he's not going to stand out. But I think that Icon did have a good game too. He was a confident player still, and that swagger never disappears even after a game one loss. And if he just had the team to work around him. And I will say, like, Xiang hit all of his ultimates. When he grouped up, he looked perfectly fine. It's just that OMG as a team didn't really have what it takes to keep up with their opponents in FPX, who are playing a team-based composition as a team, and they're finding success.
And this is what we see so many times from Icon. We know that he's an emotional player. When he's really feeling it, when he's really popping off, it's quite impressive. But if he starts to get a little bit tilted, it's very easy for that to bleed over to his teammates.
You know what would tilt me?
What, emoting and then dying?
No, Poppy ulting a Camille on top of me.
Oh yeah,
because that definitely happened in that game. There was a point where Xiang tried to disengage, and instead of disengaging from himself, he got his mid laner killed. I think that would be the moment where it ended to me.
Still, that being said, he was a Rise single-handedly looking for a flank on a 5-stack of FPX.
Yeah, just Icon things.
It's a bit risky.
It's risky, but it's Icon. And so I'm not surprised that he was there. I don't think anyone would expect a Camille to land on top of your face when they were engaging in the red side jungle. So
what move is this? I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's a what could have been thing. Like, I think that him flanking is not a surprise, and it could have been really good. But you know, stars didn't align. It was a bit of a mishap.
We do have that mid lane fight to show you to once again demonstrate how chaotic the action was over the course of this game. This was G-Echo starting to snowball it early on, but still, it just turns into chaos so quickly.
There's a Shen ultimate used the Kindred as well, and I believe this is the one where we had the LWX pop off, because he also had a very good game for himself, LWX. The shotgun on a shotgun-style champion is exciting to see. He gets the big Swain, has the 5 charges there as well, so he's able to just press flash, press R, and 2 people immediately pop. And Gimgoon also throughout all of this is the person who carries the backside of the fight. Chelly just flashed forwards there as well, note that. And 5 tries he might to keep his team alive, dies in the process.
That means that Gimgoon is finally able to pick up some kills. Again, this is after we already saw the snowball from Alex in the jungle. And from here, as you said, it was the distribution of gold. onto FPX so that they could play through multiple carries, and that ended up coming in handy when we saw those skirmishes, I hesitate to call them, behind the Baron pit, because sometimes it was 2 people, sometimes it was 3, sometimes it was full 5v5s, but it was still absolutely skirmishing.
Yeah, because Alex started the game strong and then did exactly what happens to every Kindred when they get fed. They seem to find miraculous amount of ways to die that shouldn't be possible, and once again this will be one of those fights where Alex, you'll see him come in, and it's super good from OMG, namely from Icon with communication with Xiang, because they kill him, he is crowd controlled to death, and FPX they still trade evenly from this, so that's where that distribution of gold does come into play. LWX had kills, Gimgoon had kills, and so they're able to carry the fight and pick up the slack where Alex was being hard targeted.
And again, that target selection, we do still have to commend OMG for having that consistency in those fights to find the opportunities to get back into it, but not able to really turn things around because the momentum, well, as you were saying it, eventually one of these times they're going to be a little bit slow to check the Baron and it will cost them. It was just the attrition warfare from FPX through this constant chaos that amazingly turned OMG off of fighting themselves. That's almost hard to say that OMG were dissuaded from fighting.
I mean, attempt number 7 of placing wards down and being caught out of positions enough to affect a man as a support.
That's
fair. I think that may be one of the biggest things. And then also, we never really noted that Kench and Gragas were working together to place vision. I don't think there was ever a moment in my mind that I can remember in that game where OMG support and jungler were next to each other placing wards. Whereas I do remember times where FPX were in those positions placing wards. And I think that was a major differentiator here between these teams in this set was, you know, the setup for that. When you think back to the last set of OMG when they played against JD Gaming, the setup was very weak from them. And I think this is something we're starting to see more consistently now.
Yeah, Crisp has been doing a great job, specifically on that Shen. He's also had some very good performances on Rakan as well. But how he's synergizing, I think, with Alex is what could be bringing all of this new strength to FPX, because not only do they have the good mid laner in Cool, the good top laner in Gimgoon, LWX, sometimes he's a good mid, he's the scout effect. Sometimes he'll win you games, sometimes he'll cost you games. But then you add the new support staff of Alex and Crisp, and it really rounds out.
I definitely think that FPX have got a lot of positives now as well, and I think the addition of Cool has been a big positive, and the constant improvements, I think the addition of Alex, you're right, has actually been another big hit for them. I do wonder if that's going to be enough to bump them to top 4 though, as we're seeing sporadic improvements from them. We haven't seen a consistent growth just yet. There's been a lot of disappointment from FunPlus Phoenix in their past 3 to 5 sets. They've been losing a lot more often lately after a promising start.
I mean, they've only got a few weeks left to close things off. Gimgoon will take our MVP for that Game 2 victory, 11-0-8.
Yeah, that's a massive showing. Of course, that big quadra kill at the end is the one that stands out the most,
does help.
Being able to barely survive. Of course, prior to that, Alex was the one who helped set him up, and you'll get to see the makings of this in the end. And FPX, snap decisions. Their composition very good at this. The Shen, the Galio getting entry to the fight. Of course, while Cool is going to CC them up, stun them up, you notice the Gimgoon starts to get damaged more and more. And that's the thing, you know, with a Poppy, with a Gragas, there's a lot of disengage from OMG, and they made Gimgoon's life miserable through this, but he gets 1 point of entry, and that's all it takes for what was a 7-0 Camille to hard carry a team fight.
Gosh, and take a look at his target selection. Just walking through whoever the least defended member of OMG is, target by target, until finally he gets to the very end where it's just Icon, the survivor, to lock down that quadra kill and take MVP.
We even saw that earlier when he was assassinating Chelly. Chelly having a rough experience on the Rift once Camille finally found him. So Gimgoon does deserve the MVP. I think he had a very good showing in that game.
Absolutely did. Now let's take a look at the standings and see how everything is shaken out after today's games. Of course, today took place completely in the Western Conference. So OMG with that loss find themselves in 6th place at 4-10. FPX just ahead of them at 5-9. Meanwhile, EDG tied for 2nd place with TOP.
Yeah, I don't really know what to tell you about that one. TOP have just started to find themselves the cross-conference kings. They're able to come back, and the newfound invigoration, almost reinvigoration of this team has started them off with a victory. Now they are challenging EDG for 2nd place. And maybe this is just something to note. They went through the cross-conference and they did go on a tear. And the Eastern Conference is definitively better than the West.
Yeah.
So maybe they do come home and that remains consistent.
This is something very unexpected for TOP in taking these wins. Of course, we didn't get the chance to see Snake play today, though they will play later on this week, because again, there are 3 weeks left before we get into playoffs. We are back into intra-conference play. That said, let's take a look at tomorrow's matchup. We get a chance to see 2 of our top-of-the-table teams, Billy Gaming taking on Invictus Gaming, and then after that, Royal Never Give Up challenging Suning.
Yeah, now these are the big ones for very different reasons. IG and RNG fighting for first, BLG and Suning Gaming fighting for 4th. They all have to compete with what is now, I'm going to say a powerhouse of LGD. I just can't think of a better synonym that says powerhouse, but not all the time. That is what LGD currently are,
yeah.
And there's 3 big teams that are now fighting for that 4th place spot. So it's going to be exciting to see how those ones go. Going back into regular conference, starting on the right foot, getting that leg up over your opponents, maybe what it takes to secure that position.
And of course, we will be resuming the English broadcast on Friday when we're coming back, because on Tuesday and Wednesday there will not be any English coverage. You already saw the website. You can see those on Douyu and Panda. But you can come right back here to whichever stream you're watching us on right now on Friday, when JD challenge BLG and Vici get the chance to look for revenge against the King.
Hell yeah, dude. If you didn't see tomorrow's games, we'll catch you up what happened with BLG anyway on that Friday. They'll be playing the first set. Maybe they get 2 legs up before we know what hits them. They'll be against hard teams either way. BLG's first 2 games back are against IG and then JD, those poor humans.
It's quite the challenge, yeah. 10 players that they need to go through in 2 teams. Yes, to close that out. That's the English broadcast coming back on Friday. Again, we do still have to compliment FPX for taking that victory, as it's good to be back in intra-conference play and see how the standings are getting closer and closer to shaping out. Again, some of these teams have already been eliminated from achieving the top of the table, and in some cases, not quite yet.
I don't think anyone's
potentially been eliminated from playoffs yet, but it's getting close. Vici might be the first team. So it's really, WE are going to try to upset that as well. But hey, we're going to go and see that as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on Friday when the LPL comes back.